Well, hello there, Taurus. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to be doing a very special reading. This is in honor of the equinox that we will be celebrating this week on September 22nd. So, if you're in the northern hemisphere, this will actually be your autumn equinox. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, it'll be the spring equinox. This is a lovely time of actually, having an opportunity to look back over the last 6 months and reflect on what you have accomplished, on what you have learned, the wisdom that you have gained over the obstacles that you have overcome, and to take a moment to celebrate all that you have learned and accomplished over the last 6 months, and then reassessing what it is that you want to take with you as you move forward, and perhaps what you want to leave behind. So we're going to do two things. First, we're going to take a look very quickly at the last 6 months and what you have accomplished and should celebrate. And then we'll take a look at the next 6 months. What great opportunities are coming your way, what obstacles might be on your path, and then any advice from Spirit. Think of it this way. It's kind of like, at the beginning of a new season, and, we're getting ready for that. It's kind of like you take a look in your closet about, what clothes are you willing to store, right? And what clothes are kind of like, they've seen the end of their time with you. It's time to donate them or to give them away to somebody. And so I feel as if you're coming into that time. It's almost that energy of cleaning out your closet, trying to figure out what you want to take with you, perhaps in the future for the next, season, and then what you need to go ahead and get rid of. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here. Okay, so we're going to first take a look at the last 6 months. Okay, what are you to celebrate? Valiant courage. I love this, Taurus, because, take action with passion. I feel like you have been taking a lot of action, and I'm saying that from your readings over the last 6 months. You've had to take a lot of action with passion. And when we say with passion, is about following our heart, doing things that perhaps other people in our lives are, not so sure about, but we know in our own heart that it's the right decision for us. So let's take a look at what you're celebrating. Speaking your truth, the loving man here, once again, coming from your heart. Gender doesn't matter here. It's really stepping into the energy of making decisions that are based on what your heart desires, and then speaking your truth about it. It's almost like this energy of I have no excuses except it's what I want to do. And I love that because, if you think about it, you've had some ups and downs over the last 6 months, but it has come to the energy where, I know from your readings, you had a lot of people in your life that maybe were trying to, we have 3 swords on the bottom, trying to persuade you, to make decisions to go in a certain way or to do certain things. And over again, you were being faced with the reality of making decisions that are really based good for you. Yeah, Page of Cups on the bottom. I almost feel like this is giving yourself a little bit of love, of knowing that even though there were times when you had to make difficult decisions, perhaps the Queen of Pentacles is making difficult decisions, perhaps in family situations, right? But when you were faced with these, you didn't listen to the conflict that was around you. You didn't necessarily listen to what other people were saying they wanted you to do. Instead, you went into, your own intuition, into your heart to make those decisions, knowing that in the end, when you listen to your intuition and your own heart, you were making the right decision, not only for yourself, but honestly for your family or friends or other people you were in a connection with. Lovely energy. Okay, so what to leave behind? This is a lesson that you have learned. So the people or the situations based around the lesson that you have learned about making decisions that are best for you, best for what your heart desires. Sometimes the people or the situations that helped you to learn that lesson need to be left behind. So we have the Hanged Man and we have kindred partnership. I feel like you've come into a reckoning almost of surrendering to the fact that there could be a friendship, whether it's, friend, family, it could be even a romantic partner. There's somebody that you are leaving behind because you've seen the different perspective of the situation. You surrendered to the journey. You were with this person in some capacity. They were a soul connection, a soul contract that helped you to open up to this lesson of making decisions that are best for you and what your heart desires instead of what somebody else wants for you. And now it's time to leave this person, this situation behind. It's over. Death on the bottom. That endings bring new beginnings, and this difficult situation, all right, brought you a lot of sadness. You're stepping into that energy of understanding that you thought at one time this person or this situation was your 10 of cups, but now you see the different perspective. You surrendered to the journey. You went on this journey with this person or this situation. It did not work out. Okay, it's had to come to an end. But the thing is, although that having it come to an end brings you a lot of sadness, you do understand that now you are able to step more into your true authentic self with the Ace of Swords and closer to your 10 of Cups. So lovely energy. Out of the sadness, comes true happiness. Out of our pain comes true purpose. And so I feel like that is, a difficult lesson that you have worked on, but you have mastered that and you are ready to move on from some relationship or situation. So what to embrace in the future? This is what you're taking with you into the next 6 months. Yeah, look at this, the teacher. The lessons that you have learned, I think you're embracing the idea that this person was on your path because they were helping you to open up to some lessons that you needed to learn. And perhaps it was, a situation where you had, you saw the same pattern kind of over and over again. It was almost kind of like you had to see it from a different viewpoint. You could have been standing there for some time looking in one direction. You see how she's looking out to sea in one direction? And all you needed to do was turn your head and see the situation in a different light. Once you saw it in a different light, you were able to learn this lesson almost I won't say instantly, but almost kind of like, wow, okay, now I really see it for what it is. And then wanting to move on, So let's see what we have here. Yeah. I mean, 6 of Pentacles, wanting to come into balance. You're putting down the burdens of I feel like this person or this situation always kind of kept you guessing. You weren't really sure. Are they coming back? Kind of like, are they coming back or are they not? Do they want to be in my life or do they not? It's almost as if you were going back and forth, waiting for some action to occur. But when, the action or the lack of action became a burden, it was kind of like, okay, I have to move on, I have to figure out, I have to take a look at the situation and understand that this person is helping me to open up to the idea. I think this is a person that maybe kind of manipulated you a little bit, like emotionally, trying to get you to wait for them in some situation, giving them more time. So you could have been in a third-party situation with the 3 of Wands. You could have been in a third-party situation. This person just kept saying, give me a little bit more time before I can leave my, spouse or whatever. They just kind of left you waiting. And for a long time, you were waiting because you thought that they were your 10 of Cups, right? That they were going to bring you happiness, fulfillment, love. But you waited. It's almost as if you waited on top of that mountain for a very long time. And at some point, You were kind of like, why am I waiting? There's a whole life to live out there. Why am I standing here waiting? You know, it's almost kind of like that energy of the widow's walk, you know, on houses near the sea. And the widow walk was where the woman, you know, would wait for her captain husband or whatever to come back from the sea. It's almost as if you were like, why am I waiting? I'm constantly waiting on this person, you know? So I feel like you've gone in a different direction. The lesson that you've learned is, okay, there may be some compromising that we do in relationships, right? That's part of a relationship where we compromise, where we may wait for somebody for a short amount of time, or we may, you know, give a little bit more in a relationship for a little bit of time. Okay, especially if somebody is needing something, you know, they have something else going on in their life. There's a difference between a short amount of time and waiting for a very long time, right? And holding back your own life in this waiting game, right? It's almost as if you had to learn a valuable lesson that, you know, that your life should never be put on hold waiting for somebody else. Even if you're in the waiting game, it's about going ahead and starting to live your life, you know, doing those things in your life that you really and truly enjoy, working on your career or your finances or your creative projects or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, I'm not waiting for anyone else. So what a wonderful lesson, you know, to learn, really valuable. So let's take a look at the next 6 weeks. I mean, this next 6 months. 6 months of miracles headed your way. And it says, expect the wonders to emerge. So let's take a look at what's on your journey. Okay, so we have fragmented energy and the 5 of Pentacles. An energy of being like kind of scattered, right? Perhaps a feeling of, you know, abandonment, rejection, unworthiness. So let's take a look at this, because we have some lovely cards here. So I know this is the whole 6 months. Hang in there, Taurus. Let's figure this out. You do have miracles here, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. I get it. Yes. Okay. I totally get it now. Okay. The moon card. All right. This is actually the energy from the last 6 months. Okay. This person that kept you waiting, or the people in your life that were trying to manipulate or coerce you a little bit into making a decision that was kind of based more on what they wanted than what you wanted. I feel a little bit like here with the 5 of Pentacles, this person that maybe has kept you waiting, or whatever that energy is. I feel like you may, at this time when you're starting this new cycle, still have some feelings of feeling, you know, fragmented because you were waiting. Your energy was with them, okay, but your energy was also with you. So your energy was like split, okay? And in that moment, in those moments where your energy is split, it was like you couldn't go forward and you couldn't go backwards. You were just kind of like stuck, this energy of being stuck, right? And it left you feeling unworthy, because if this person really cares about me, is what you were thinking, this person really cares about me, why are they not here? Why are they holding on to my energy and promising me things, but yet at the same time, they're not here with me? It really, I feel, affected your self-confidence in a way, because it was kind of like, I don't understand why they're not supporting me, why they're not here, why they're not following through with their promises, right? Well, the reason that had to come into play was so that you would learn not to wait for other people, that you would value yourself with the Queen of Pentacles, right? Value yourself and no longer wait for the actions of other people. It was kind of, once again, I'm not going to say that you don't ever think about other people when we're making decisions, but I think you were kind of like, okay, you know, I'll wait for a little bit, but it's almost as if you've learned, I'm not waiting long. I'm not waiting long. Because intuitively, I think you knew that this person wasn't going to come through with their promises. You intuitively knew it. It was almost as if in the reality, you didn't want to face that until you absolutely had to, right? Where you were looking for them to come from a certain direction. And then when you turned your head and looked in the other direction, you noticed they weren't on that horizon either. In fact, they really perhaps never had any intention of following through with their promise. That was very heartbreaking, right? Because you really felt like they were something that you really wanted in your life. And then they left you feeling alone and deserted. Well, out of that pain, okay, comes the miracles, comes this energy of refocusing yourself, of saying, okay, Taurus, I have learned this lesson, right? I have learned the lesson that I never put my happiness on hold for somebody else. Instead, I am focusing on what it is that I want in my life. 9 of Cups. I'm focusing truly on what it is that I want. And I know, look at this, Wheel of Fortune and the Sun card. It's the energy of putting it out there to the universe and knowing that it's going to come to you, because you're no longer going to allow somebody else to get you stuck or have your energy fragmented. When our energy is fragmented like this, we cannot manifest what it is that we truly want, right? Have you ever been like at work and say you have some situation in your personal life that is causing you some grief, okay? And it could just be, that somebody in your family is, not feeling very well. They don't, it doesn't even have to be devastating, but just think about a situation in your house, okay? Or in your home, in your personal life, that is distracting you from your work, right? So you're at work, you're physically working, okay? But where is your mental and emotional energy? It's with the person, right? That isn't feeling well or is having some difficulty in their life. That isn't even a person, that's not even you, right? That's somebody else, but you're still their energy. Your energy is splintered between you doing your work and, worrying about somebody else. I feel as if you had more time and energy, mental and emotional energy, tied up with this other person that you were waiting on than you may have realized. I think by allowing yourself to truly end that situation and to move on and to say, I'm pulling back my energy. I'm no longer allowing this person to distract me or to use any of my energy. I am going to step back into this focusing on my 9 of Cups. Then the wheel turns for you. The sun starts to shine, right? The happiness, the joy, the abundance is almost like magically coming in like a miracle. Right? It almost comes in magically. So what's your biggest obstacle? Yeah, we have the family energy here, and then we have the star trying to heal a family situation. Okay, so let's go ahead and, I feel like this person that you've been waiting on, this has been in your readings for some time, right? I feel like that is the person that you were waiting on. You were willing to wait for a while, okay, because it was a family situation. There were more people involved than just you. That's what made the decision, okay, to walk away so difficult. That's what made this whole situation, this last 6 months, so difficult. And Taurus, some of that could have even been before that 6 months, right? I'm just saying that, we're just focusing kind of on the energies of the last 6 months. Yeah. Okay, moon card again. The divine is with you, your spirit and guides and angels. So, the obstacle is what you are going to overcome over these next 6 months. you right now you can't see the healing in your family situation or in a group situation, okay? So it could be a friend situation, it could even be a work situation, but there's a group of people here, okay, that truly love each other, care about each other, but there's a healing that's needed here. There's this energy that there are fragmented people in all different ways, right? It's almost a sense of people have taken sides. And you, Taurus, could feel like you're kind of on your own, like maybe a lot of other people have taken the other side, okay? It's taking a lot of patience, okay, in this situation to overcome the drama. And I'm going to put it that way. I feel like there's a lot of drama in this situation, but that things will work out. With the Three of Pentacles, people will come back together. The healing will occur on some level. Now, it may not be exactly like it was before all of this conflict came in, right? But there will be some healing, because your advice is that, yes, it's time to take a new look, to choose again in order to have some great achievement. The great achievement, I think you really do want some healing in this situation in some capacity, right? You're fearful that it won't come in, and yet at the same time, you know you have the strength to do it. For some of you, it could be that you are the mother of this family, or you are having difficulties with a mother energy, okay? But there's still this energy that this will come back together, that there will be justice, okay? There will be balance coming in. So the great achievement and the Two of Wands, I feel like it's time for you to make a choice. You're going to have to make a choice over the next 6 months about the direction that you want this to go in. Almost a sense of what is it that you want to manifest in this situation, you know? Once again, I'm not sure that some of you really want there to be a true reuniting. It's really just a healing of this energy, you know, and I say a true reuniting as if there's like been a divorce and you're kind of worried about your children, you know, being kind of caught in the middle or something like that. You may not want to reunite with, you know, your ex-spouse or whatever, but you would just like for the family to get along, for there to be, you know, occasions where you could be in the same room and not, you know, be at odds with each other. So let's see. Oh my gosh, look at this. Queen of Swords on the bottom. I do want to see that. Yeah, I think you're seeing clearly that that for some of you, oh my goodness, really lovely. Okay, we had the Queen of Swords with the Three of Cups, Two of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. You know, it's interesting that we have the 3, 2, 1, right? I feel as if you see the situation clearly. If there's a couple of things. For some of you, I feel like you're seeing this clearly, that there were 3 of you in a situation. And then perhaps there was the 2 of you, or perhaps, you know, you were the 3rd one, right? You were waiting on somebody and, you know, the other 2 kind of reunited. But I love this Ace of Cups because I feel as if there's this energy. It's almost like a countdown, right? It's almost like a countdown. 3, 2, 1. It's your turn. It's your turn for true love. I feel like this situation, and you know, with the 3 of Cups, I'm going to come back. It does not have to necessarily be a third person. When we talk about third parties, it could be that their energy, okay, was, you know, involved in their career. It could be, you know, an addiction. There's a lot of different things that can be represented by that third party. But I feel as if there's almost this energy where the person that you were involved with had some type of third party, okay? They may have given up the third party and then wanted to reunite with you. But I get a sense that you are kind of like, no, I think I'm going for new love, right? There's a true sense of, though, that you're stepping into this energy of understanding that there are better things out there for you, because you have the King of Wands here. I think the King of Wands is coming in with an offer, okay? Wanting to reunite. There's this energy of wanting to reunite. But then look, the Queen of Wands is like, no, I'm looking away from the offer. It's kind of like this offer comes in, but neither one are kind of really excited about the offer. Neither one of these, okay? And it's the King and Queen of Wands. Neither one are necessarily looking at each other. There could be some situation like a wedding or a graduation, some big event that is coming up this next 6 months. And you're trying to choose whether to go to this or not because of this situation, right? I feel like there's an invitation, but perhaps both of you are going to the event, but it's almost as if you're not looking at each other. And I feel as if there's almost an energy of trying to heal that. So especially if you have a child involved, say you have a child that's graduating or a child that is getting married, it's kind of like, okay, can we go? And, these two are being civil, but it's almost as if they're not looking at each other. I think there's an energy here of add a little bit of love. It doesn't have to be a love, romantic love, but kind of like it's almost like giving a gift, okay, of love to some other people in your life, perhaps, if it's okay, and just being, I would say gracious if this event is on the horizon for you. You may not even know that this is coming yet, okay, so this is kind of good until March again. So you could have some situation coming in. Really interesting energy. Remember, miracles, okay? I do feel like you have miracles coming on the forefront. There's almost a little bit of an energy here of Taurus, because you have a lot of aces here, of almost like having a fresh start with this energy of kind of going into it with loving eyes, loving, energy somewhat. So because it's going to make this event even nicer, okay? For whoever that event is. I'm not sure. It could even be your event, right? But it is. It's a nice energy. Really nice. Okay, so let's go to your Soul Truth card and get some more advice for you. And Taurus, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, what else could this mean? That could be part of this energy here. There are always multiple ways to look at every situation. Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. Look at a situation today by stepping outside of the trigger and ask, what else could this mean? Really a lovely energy there, because I think that you are getting some type of message. You're going to be invited to some event or a family gathering of some sort. You may actually be thinking that this person really wants to reunite with you, because I feel like there's a lot of chemistry here, right? I think that you may take it that they want to reunite or something. But perhaps the thing to keep in mind is that they may not want to reunite, but they may want to help with the healing of this entire situation. Really interesting. Or maybe you're thinking they want to heal the situation, and maybe they're looking for more. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Oh, Taurus, I do wish you so much love and light in this situation, all your situations. I appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.